right in the heart of a silver bullet.
Yeah. I think they plotting on man. Don't wipe their feet when they enter the L.A.R. I feel a cold stare.
Can I say this to you, sisters? And to you, brothers, too.
Yes, sir. Come on with it now.
I'm going to do just that. I can't help myself. Khadijah would cuss me. No, she would not.
Yes, sir.
She would give me a word or two when I get home. I feel so empty at times without her by my side. You can't explain the emptiness of loss when you've been connected to a person for the 73 years of our marriage, but for the 80-some years that we have known each other. That's a lifetime.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Man, what's up? Let's talk about being connected. A lot of what's going on, and shout out to Minister and condolences. But to have somebody that you have been connected with for a lifetime is a great blessing. And I think the modern conversation about relationships leave out the aspect of connection, because in some ways, we let the internet actually influence us too much. If somebody cares for you and loves you from a genuine place, care for them back, love them back. You know, sometimes you get caught up in this person looks better to me or to other people, or this person may seem better on paper than this other person. And you nitpick and compare sometimes a fantasy person to the person that's actually there for you. And you wind up regretting what you pushed away. See, there's plenty of people who will, let's just say, serial cheaters, right? Just not faithful, not loyal type people. They don't tell you, man, I miss them. Man, I wish I never did what I did to ruin that relationship, to ruin that connection. Man, I haven't found somebody like that since. And sometimes, just in the adult life, people will be like, oh, I shouldn't have listened to them. I shouldn't have been concerned about what other people may think, what other people see, other people's opinion, because when we were together, it was right. And what winds up happening is people have been trading in connection for possibility. And you don't necessarily connect to a possibility. It's like playing spades, you know. How many you got in your hand? I got 4 and a possible. See, nobody plays, I got, nobody's going to tell you what you got. I got about 3 possibles. Because that means you ain't got nothing. But when you say I got 4, you know you got 4. And the possible means I could possibly get 5. But if any one of these 4 fails, this possible becomes the 4. So you give up a sure thing for an unsure thing. And people start looking around and going, man, I deserve this and I deserve better and I deserve someone who's like this and I deserve this. And unfortunately, people don't take into consideration your desires and what you feel like you deserve changes with time. You might have needed something and got what you needed, but you chased what you wanted. And when you chased what you wanted, you threw away what you needed. And then you want the want to fulfill the need that's gone. And it ain't the same thing. I realize like people are looking for people to help them without helping the other person. See, you want to help mate, but you help each other. But people are asking for you to help me, like Tom Cruise and Cuba Gooding Jr. Help me to help me, you know. The Jerry Maguire. And when you forget to help the people who helped you, you forget, you know, how much connection is. And I say that to say, it's better to, as they would say, it's better to have loved than to have lost than to never loved at all. And I would say the same thing about, which is similar, it's very much so similar, the same thing about connection. I think it's better to have one and lose it than to not have one at all. And I think so many people are losing out on life because they're running from one of the basic necessities in life, which is connection. Don't connect to a fantasy. You know, and what I mean by that is when you are in something real, like I remember years and years and years ago, when I was single, right? A friend of mine hooked me up with her friend, and I thought her friend was cute. Not cute. She was pretty, but her friend was considered big boned. You know, but she had a real great shape. Like, so to me, she was beautiful. And we went out, and she said something to that aspect of, she said, I didn't think, you would be on me like you on me because, I thought I was too big. And I'm like, I don't know who you too big for, but it ain't me. And, it was cool after that. And I've been with people of all, tall, small, super thin, all the way to what people call BBW, right? Been with them all. And I've never been ashamed to be with them. They were all attractive in their own way. But more importantly, we made memories off of connection, fun things. I've had moments where I've done people wrong, unintentionally, but I don't care that it was unintentional. It was still wrong, and they still felt wrong. So, and I remember wishing I didn't make that mistake. And when I did it, when I was like, I'm not gonna do that again, I made sure I didn't do it again. Because when the goal is to connect with somebody, you want them to have good moments and good memories, not bad ones. So that was a thing. And I've learned that, the people in your house are going to always care about you more than the people in the world. And there are people in the world that's going to care about you just like the people in your house, but they just not in your house. But if you're not open to the possibility of having a connection, you might not ever get one. And if you're not responsible with the connection, you might not be able to keep one. But it's always important to say that bond of feeling connected is probably probably one of the most irreplaceable things you can have. That's why like people lose like the connection people have with their parents. If their parents pass away, it's something something cuts off. If they have children, and I've seen that before, where the kid passes away before the parent, it's something changes. Um, best friends, something changes. Um, Loved ones, like something changes. But even with that change, people will rather have the pain of grief than to never have had that connection. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Hope y'all get something from that. Catch you on the next one. Peace.